King at State House just a short while ago at a State House banquet for his guest, King Charles III, who this afternoon officially began his 4-day tour of the country in what has been termed as a push to strengthen relations between Kenya and the United Kingdom. Kenya will receive 822 million shillings or 4.5 million pounds to aid in education reforms. This announcement coming in the wake of the signing of a memorandum of understanding by Education CS Ezekiel Machogu and United Kingdom Secretary of State for Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Affairs, James Cleverly. The King and Queen Camilla were welcomed to State House by President William Ruto and First Lady Rachel Ruto. Chemtai Goen has details of day one of the royal visit.
The legacy of the British colonial rule clouded the 4-day state visit by King Charles III and Queen Camilla. They were, however, warmly received by President William Ruto and First Lady Rachel Ruto at State House, Nairobi, where a red carpet reception awaited them. Despite the chilly weather that accompanied the visit, King Charles nevertheless inspected the guard of honor that had been mounted by the military. The traditional 21-gun salute was accorded to the king, this the highest military honor. The king, known to be an environmental champion, sealed his legacy by planting a tree on the lawns of State House that will serve as a memory of his first time in Africa since ascending to the throne. The king and the president held a brief discussion on how the two nations can enhance collaboration in various fields before the king's intense diary kicked off. The king visited various initiatives, some funded by the British government. For instance, in Makadara constituency, the king was at the Islam's Library, funded by the British Council. The library was built in 1969 and refurbished in 2020. The library is stocked with 3,000 books, most donated by the Book Aid International, and serves the local community with more than 300 children using the facility every day. The number of children expected to rise as the long holiday sets in. Education CS Ezekiel Machogu and Secretary of State for Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Affairs James Cleverly signed an agreement aimed at boosting Kenya's education sector.
We will invest £4.5 million to support education reforms, including the Presidential Task Force reforms and tackling inequality. And I hope, indeed I am confident, that this helps to implement the Presidential Task Force report, deepening the education sector's resilience. And I also encourage Kenya.
Machogu revealed that Britain was one of Kenya's biggest funders of education, having channeled millions towards initiatives aimed at leveling the playing field for many disadvantaged children.
We are in a discussion because we have quite a number of other programs. As you know, we have 3 levels of education. We have basic, we have tertiary, that is TVET in institutions, and we also have higher education where we have our universities. So we are having quite a number of areas that we require support, and mostly that money is going to be used in the basic section because, as you know, we have thousands of our young people in primary and secondary schools. We require infrastructural support, technical support, and even teacher preparedness, because we are also in the process of retooling our teachers so that they can be able to cope with the CPC system that we have in place in the country as of now.
In an earlier session, the two leaders came face to face with the reality of some young girls who had not been privileged to go to school and were caught up in early marriages.
In 2021, the UK and Kenya co-hosted the Global Education Summit, an event which raised $4 billion for education in developing countries around the world. And here in Kenya, we have supported 500,000 marginalised girls get into school and learn. And that is a fantastic progress. But as much as we can be proud of the progress that we have made, we have to recognise there is still much work to do.
With the visit coming 60 years after Kenya celebrated its independence from Britain, the question that lingers on the minds of many is that will this visit come with an apology for the atrocities that were meted on Kenyans in the colonial era period? Chemutai Goin, Citizen TV at State House.